nowhere. Head first, head first.
Dave with his walleye. Good job.
Hey everybody, it's Dave Kerr here with Western PA Anglers. I'm on my way over to Yarnick's farm right now to go set some snares for some turtles. The owner of the farm has some turtles in his ponds that he wants out. I got a couple of jugs here. I'm going to see if I can't get into one or two of them. I'm going to set the jugs with some chicken gizzard bait. I also got a little bit of leftover junk steak that we're going to try out. And we're going to let the trap sit for a couple hours and whatnot, come back tonight. If not, leave them until tomorrow. And we'll see what happens. Don't have a truck, you might as well have a Subaru. Have fun off-road with it. Not gonna lie, this don't bother me at all. Okay, so I'm here at Yarnick's, and as you can see, I have a pond right here behind me that should be loaded with turtles. The owner says he has 3 ponds here that have turtles in it. The other one's up by the road. I'm not seeing any in it, but they could be buried in the mud. But this pond here is bigger and it's deeper. So I'm going to try here first. And the season goes for a couple more weeks and whatnot, so I have time to try several different places. But I'm using a State of Pennsylvania 3-inch turtle hook here with a 1-inch gap. I got a jug here with my name and address and all that good stuff on it. I'm tying it down with one of these dog tie down things. You know, I'm going to tie it off to the side here on the shore. That way I don't have to cast for it later. And what I'm using for bait is I have chicken gizzards. I'm going to try that. Chicken gizzards are tough. Put them on the hook. You know, what I'm thinking about is right over here I'm going to cast out. I have about 12 or 13 feet of extra line that's going to be tied down to the shoreline, so I don't have to cast for it with a fishing pole or anything like that. Haven't quite figured out where I'm going to set the other one yet. There's just down at the end of the pond here, there is a beehive that is the farm is using. I don't want to get too close to that. But we're going to do this hook though up with just these chicken gizzards. Kind of like that. leave that barb open a little bit. I mean, maybe other people that have far more experience in this have a better idea of what to do with it all. I'm still learning snapping turtles. I caught a soft shell last year, but I think that's kind of more of a jinx than anything else. I've actually had very little luck catching turtles, but I've watched a lot of people on video catch turtles. So picking up all these little tricks of the trade. I've had one snapping turtle on the line, and it snapped through my line as I was trying to haul it in. It was only about a 10-pounder or so. But this is good, tough meat. This should be very hard for them to rip off. The little guys will rip your meat off all the time. I've had more than once. I'll set turtle hooks out and whatnot and just throw out maybe 1 or 2 hours, if that. They're completely bare at the end of it. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. Gotta go find a spot. Set that out right there. Man, this looks like one of them really good ponds for this. I hear a lot of popping on the surface. I don't know if that's fish or what. But what I do know is this should be good for turtles. So I'll do that real quick and just kind of get this into the ground. In case I get into anything big, I ain't gonna pull this out. But I've got plenty of line. Those look like some brave birds. Okay. Right into the ground. So okay, that ain't going nowhere. That'll work. Okay, so I have one jug right here. I have another jug over on that side. I'm figuring probably give it a couple hours. I could probably come back within 2 or 3 hours and whatnot. Maybe wait until morning. We'll see. Give them plenty of time. I know there's more ponds on the property. I'm not exactly sure where. Like I said, there's one up by the house up here. There's one up by the White House up here, but it's really shallow. I didn't see anything in it when I looked at it last. When I looked in it a couple hours ago. Except frogs. So there's this one here. This one's really easy to find, really easy to get to. So I'm figuring I'm just gonna try this one out. I don't want to cast a big heavy hook out and whatnot, and try to connect my lines later, like try to grab the jugs or try to find the jugs on the sides. So they're tied down, tied to a long piece of string here. Won't have any problem hauling them in later. So we'll come back, we'll check later on, we'll see what's going on, and hopefully have a snapping turtle or two on the line. Okay, jug number 2. Now I don't have time to mess around, so. Ooh, I might have one on this time. Definitely got some resistance, but might be just wrapped up around stick here, which if I am, I'm going to reset this just a little over to the left. Yeah, feels like it's all I am. It's just wrapped up around this stick. Oh, there's a turtle there. There's a turtle. There it is. Got him. Nice. Finally. Finally. There we go. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what I've been after for about 5 years. They have kicked my butt this entire time. That is a nice Pennsylvania American snapper turtle. It ain't huge by any means, but stinks too. But the owner wants him out of his pond, and that is going to be some good dinner. So when you pick them up, make sure that head is not facing you. And as you can hear, I have a thunderstorm rolling in, so I'm going to get this guy to my car, and we're just going to get out of here. I can easily set my my stuff up again later. Kind of do this a little quickly, not being so involved in detail with it. Always pick these guys up by the tail if you're going to keep them. And don't let them face towards you. I know that in videos, people holding turtles by the tails, people will sit there and say that's going to hurt them, hurt their spines. I'm turning this guy into food anyways. So, that's not his problem. If you're going to relocate them, handle them properly so you don't hurt them and all that sort of stuff. Good meat right there in that tail. I can feel it. That's about he's approaching about 10-15 pounds. He's not monstrous by any means. But the owner of Yarnix wants him out of his yard. Or out of his ponds, I mean. And that's what we're going to do. At least with that one. So I got a storm coming in. I can't really do much else. I wanted to reset, but he's got the hook in his mouth. The other trap has been reset. It's going to be about a week before we clean this guy. I'm going to let him purge for about a week in my bathtub. I have a second bathtub in my house. And we'll